This is the Dawadawa tree, also called Pachyia biglobosa or African locust bean tree. In Ghana, the Dawadawa tree is geographically found in the Savannah Enclave, northern Ghana, where the tree is grown. The crushing and fermenting of these seeds constitutes an important economic activity. Various parts of the tree are used for medicinal and food purposes. As a standing tree, locust bean may have a positive effect on the yield of other nearby crops. The Dawadawa tree is of great economic value. Like the shea tree, it's not cultivated. It is one of the natural resources that are reproduced through natural but not man-made processes. It is a deciduous perennial that grows to between 7 and 20 meters high, in some cases up to 30 meters. The tree is a fire-resistant, characterized by a thick dark gray-brown bark. The pods of the tree, commonly referred to as locust beans, are pink in the beginning and turn dark brown when fully mature. They are 30 to 40 centimeters long on average, with some reaching lengths of about 45 centimeters. Each pod can contain up to 30 seeds. The seeds are embedded. It produces fruits called dod in Kusa language, which bear beans-like seeds known as zoni in both Gruni and Kusa languages. Ripe but fresh Dawadawa fruits can be roasted and eaten. Dry ones have a brown outer color and yellow inner. Women usually go to the bush to harvest the fruits. When they are ripe and dry enough, a long thin stick called yateng in Kusal is used to pluck them, especially when the trees are difficult to climb. Reverend John Akaribo, a resident of Nyarigadoni in the Bongo district, who is an arborist, spoke with GBC News.
It is an economical tree. When I talk of economical, I'm talking about the source of livelihood that people derive from the Dawadawa tree. One is the fruit that we take, known as, in the local language, known as donro. Donro itself has got a lot of. Apart from that, when even they start fruiting, when it's not yet matured, they are not yet dry. The raw fruit is food for even our shepherd boys. They have to take some, they roast some, they eat some raw, and that is another aspect of it. When that comes to the real economic value of the Dawadawa tree, we talk about the Dawadawa itself, which is processed from the seeds of the Dawadawa. After you take the fruit, you use the seeds to process into something I can call it like a local maggi.
After harvesting, the women bring them home to remove the brown husk. They then pound them in order to separate the seeds from the yellowish flour called dozom in Kusa language. The yellowish pulp, which contains the seeds, is naturally sweet and is processed into a valuable carbohydrate food, as well as seasoning known as Dawadawa among Hausa and Ashanti tribes of Ghana. The husk is usually soaked in pots in days or even weeks to produce coffee-colored liquid called am in Kusa language, which is used as local paint to paint and make designs on newly plastered walls. Reverend John Akaribo again had this to say.
The corpse of the Dawadawa itself, we boil it and women use it to paint our houses. It is a rain repellent. When rain, use it on our walls. After plastering our walls with our local soft sand, which is called bole, mixed with cow down. Then you apply the Dawadawa shells. Then you boil them. Then you apply on it. It's like paint, which is very, very, very good, and it's even rain resistant, and it lasts longer.
The seeds, on the other hand, are boiled overnight and used to prepare Dawadawa. Dawadawa is a local spice used to prepare meals. is suitable for all kinds of soup and also for local jollof rice called Dawadawa jollof. Madam Lijata Mohammed, a food vendor, spoke with GBC News.
Binchina duka, especially jollof na. Dawadawa jollof ne kide fadarana. Tuwo de dere, miya na duka jadawa na shiki. Darana ako banku da tuwon shinkafa, da wake da plain rice. Miya na duka na yin jadawa da shi.
A visit to Bogatanga market showed that patronage on Dawadawa by residents in the Bogatanga municipality have increased after President Nanado's last address to the nation on the novel coronavirus pandemic, where he called on citizens of the country to eat Dawadawa to boost their immune system. It was observed that even though patronage has increased, prices of Dawadawa depending on the size molded was still the same. The price ranges between 5 cedis, 4 cedis, 3 cedis, 2 cedis, 1 cedi, and 50 pesos. Madam Modesta Atibila, a Dawadawa seller, spoke with GBC News.
This one goes for 2 cedis. This one goes for 1 cedis. This one goes for 50 pesos. It contains all the 6 nutrients that we have, and it's very good for our diet.
It has been observed that Dawadawa is very good for our health and prevents many illnesses. Madam Matilda Atua, also a Dawadawa seller, underscored the need for residents to patronize the Dawadawa instead of the Maggi key.
We're supposed to cook this one more than the Maggi. But when they just produce the Maggi, I think some people, there are many forget about our own Maggi. But our Dawadawa, if we eat that one, I think they will give you strength and knowledge and what? When you're sick, but they also can heal you because of BP or blood pressure. I think it's a medicine.
Mr. Arumeyao Abdul Rafiq, who had come to buy Dawadawa, shared his experience with GBC News.
I believe that this is an organic spice naturally made from Dawadawa, the Dawadawa tree, but it's also something that gives the food a lot of flavor.
Over the years, Dawadawa production or processing has always been done on a small scale by women in northern Ghana. As a result, it has not contributed enough towards the growth of the country's economy. It is against this backdrop that an entrepreneur, Mr. Frank Adabre Akasoba, has called on government to consider establishing a Dawadawa processing factory in the north under its one district, one factory policy. Mr. Adabre revealed that the life expectancy of the Dawadawa tree is estimated over 57 years and was quick to also call on players in the agri sector to come out with a hybrid of the Dawadawa tree.
So it is very critical, it's very important, I would say, that if government places a lot of emphasis, as it is doing right now under the 1D1F, projects across the country, I would call on the government to take it as a matter of agency to establish a factory that would support the indigenous tree, the Dawadawa tree, so that we can process them and have commercial value for these things that are grown here. And to tell you the fact, the tree has a lifespan, productive lifespan of 57 years plus. So that for me is quite an important aspect of the economic tree, just like we have the share nut tree in this part of the country. And so going forward, I would want to urge the government, the stakeholders, to look at how to formulate policies that would involve around producing and supporting the setting up of a factory, even if it's small, for the first time in the north, to be able to help produce these things in large quantities, so that our mothers will have income, our communities will have a source of income, there's livelihood, and there's growth in the process. It's relevant that we also put together a system that allows the agri sector, all the stakeholders that are involved, the economic sector in this country to develop systems like we have for the cocoa tree, where there's a hybrid, because considering the lifespan of the tree, it also makes sense that to increase productivity and to increase yield, it will only be very important for us to look at how to create a hybrid, put the science behind it, and make sure that it goes a long way to help support and expand this as an economic importance for us in this region.
One of the NGOs in the Upper East region that has over the years worked tirelessly towards the conservation of economic trees in the region is Telebere. Speaking with GBC News, the Executive Secretary of Telebere, Mark Akparibo, expressed worry over the depopulation of the Dawadawa trees in northern Ghana.
Over the past 5 years to a decade, we have seen a tremendous reduction in the populations of Dawadawa trees along the Savannah zone. And this has been attributed to a number of factors, including the use of the tree for fuel wood and other things that used not to be the tree used not to be used for. So there's an important and urgent need for us to look into how we can conserve this special tree because of its nutritional benefits, as the nutritionists will say, and then also benefits that can be derived for our health because it's used as an important local spice. Today, the women are not even able to get the Dawadawa tree to be able to do the local Dawadawa. They now even rely on soybean for a substitute for Dawadawa. But we think that this is an important tree species especially for us in the Upper East and Northern Ghana in particular, to be able to conserve. I work for an organization called Telebere, which locally stands for Investing in Our Future. And one of the things we are looking at is conservation of natural resources as an important factor for ensuring that our livelihoods are ensured. And so one of the things we are looking at is using farmer-assisted natural regeneration as an important catalyst for ensuring that indigenous tree species such as Dawadawa, the shea tree, and other trees that we are gradually seeing them dwindling are restored. So we think that farmer natural regeneration, supporting farmers to be able to naturally regenerate these tree species, and also ensuring that we are planting some of these species can be an important factor to ensuring that we are contributing to restoring the tree species, especially these local tree species such as Dawadawa or the African locust bean.
When contacted, the Upper East Regional Nutrition Officer, Gloria Yvonne Kubati, said Dawadawa contains a lot of antioxidants.
Dawadawa contains a lot of antioxidants. When we say an antioxidant, it contains a property that helps the body to fight disease-causing organisms. The Dawadawa contains a lot of that, so when you eat it, it helps the body to fight diseases. So Dawadawa is good in boosting the immune system.
Perhaps more scientifically proven findings on Dawadawa can help encourage people to use it instead of relying on the modern-day chemically manufactured spices. Also, given the economic value of the Dawadawa tree, like the shea tree and others, there is the need for government to invest in its extraction and processing. Dawadawa could be exported in large quantities and benefit Ghana economically. For GBC News, Samuel Ayama reporting.